fear, 'cause London is drowning. I live by the river.
Hello and welcome to Thus Drank Zarathustra once more. Today we're looking at a beer from the Fullers Brewery in London. Fullers are best known for their main beer, which is London Pride. I always find the name London Pride slightly odd, because you tend to see the pride being used for something like gay pride. People are being made to feel ashamed for something they shouldn't be. Why do I find it weird with London Pride? Well, nobody's ashamed of being from London. And they goddamn should be. Have you ever been there? It's a shithole. I spent one day there. There is black snot pouring out of my nose from the pollution. Admittedly, you get this in a lot of cities. I mean, heck, in Cardiff they even put it in a keg and serve it as Brains Black. So today we are reviewing one of Fuller's special beers. And which one is it? Fullers Brewers Reserve Limited number 2 edition. Oak Ale. Fine old cognac casks. Guys, it's the name of your beer. It's not a technical documentation. You don't have to list every goddamn detail in there. This has been aged in cognac casks. Or more correctly, cognac casks have sat silently for a year. Now, I've been to the Fullers Brewery. In fact, I have some photos. Take a look. Okay, you see that there? Okay, let's zoom in a bit. Yeah. Silent my arse. I mean, what were they comparing it to? Mid-war Viet-fucking-Nam? It's kinda loud around here, but at least thank fuck I'm not in the Fullers Brewery. So, onto the beer style. And here we get a bit confusing, because it's a mix of beers. It's a mix of Golden Pride, which despite its name is not a bloody golden ale, because apparently naming things in ways that make sense is too much like hard fucking work, and ESB, which thankfully is in fact an ESB. Yet on their website they say they've put the two together, aged it in oak casks, and it is now an amber ale. Right, yeah, amber ale, the term they use when people can't decide what the fuck the beer is. So I did a bit more digging to try and help me out here, and I looked on Rate Beer. And Rate Beer decided to say, it's an English strong ale. And I know what an English strong ale is, but the name always seems really annoying. It's like they just gave up. It's English. It's quite strong. And it's not a lager. Seriously, if these people were left in charge of naming animals, dogs would be called woofy things, and cats would be called those sadistic twats we should have put down while they were still kittens. And now we get on to my favourite bit. The pawn shot. Paw shot, shit! The paw shot. Seriously? Still not the slightest bit excited. You're all freaks. Despite this being from London, I'm fairly sure this beer is going to go well. It's a Brewers Reserve, made by the top man. Even London wouldn't put a bumbling idiot in charge. Ah, shit a fuck. It looks really good on the eye. Clear, glowing. It's got almost an energy to it. And that really makes you want to get in and get the first sniff, so here we go. Whew, it doesn't hide the cognac. I mean, the alcohol influence is very much there, and you know where it's coming from. But besides that, you've got lots of fruit. You've got kind of raisins, you've got black cherries, you've got grapes in there. So yeah, almost kind of white wine as well, which is pretty unexpected all things considered. Okay, now for a sip. Okay, the texture is very fizzy, sherbety. You've still got the fruit in there, kind of wine-soaked raisins, I'd say, for the main part, kind of fruit cake. But then you've got this kind of marmalade in there as well. How appropriate, Paddington Bear. And then the finish. It's still sweet, but it's kind of like digestive. Got some licorice in there, still the marmalade as well. They're really putting that one in. So, in conclusion, it is a good beer, and very distinctly a Fuller's beer. It's got all that raisin and fruit cake that if you've had an ESB or an 1845, you know what I'm talking about. In fact, the main criticism is it's trying to put too much up front. Everything it has, you'll get on the first sip. Which means when you get to the third or fourth sip, or to the second half of the pint, you know what's coming. And anyone who's noticed, yeah, I've drunk this beer before and I'm basing the review on that. I'm not just making shit up right now. But no, it is a good beer. Not worth searching out, but if you find it, well worth trying. Though, if you have to go to London to get it, don't blame me. It's not my fault. And the final thought. Judge not those who do not drink, but those who take unnecessary pride in not drinking. Because they take their joy from sanctimony, not the living of a good life. Hey, someone at the door! Cool, a postcard for me. Oh, I wonder who sent it. Oi, stop taking the piss or we'll send the boys round. Yours, London. Really? What are you gonna do? You guys get lost if you go past Reading. Have I mentioned I love London? I really love London. I have learned to love Big Brother. Oh shit!
London is the reason. There's no reason to return. London is the reason.
To back us.